Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, Sloka number 64. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Ragadvesha Viyuktaistu Vishayanindriyaischaran Atmavasyairvidheyatma Prasadamadigaccati. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, while explaining about the traits of the man of steady wisdom, Sthitapragnasya Lakshanani. In the last class, we have seen this 24th shloka, meaning in order to gain the self knowledge, the purity and the clarity of the mind is very, very important. So, that importance of the purity and the clarity of the mind is explained in these shlokas. In other words, Lord says that whose mind is free from the raga and dvesha. Raga dvesha viyuktaistu. Indeed, that person alone is able to control his senses and the mind. Vishayan indriyesh charan. Even though naturally the senses are run behind the sensual objects, but this person is have a full control because he doesn't have any raga dvesha about anything in this relative world. That such a person is called atmavashyahi, and he is the vidhe atma. His attention, his interest is only about the self and the truth alone. So that completely turn his attention towards the reality and the truth, and whose mind and the senses are under well control, and whose mind is free from the raga dvesha, he attains the prasadam. This prasadam word we have seen detailedly. General meaning prasadam means the offering which you give to the Lord and that you take it back as the prasadam from the Lord. Anything that is. So that is the one general meaning. Today I will tell you some other meanings about this when we go to the other shlokas, because in the other shlokas also the thought flow continues. Says the same word again, Bhagavan repeats there also. So prasadam means tranquility, peace, quietitudeness. So shanti is the prasadam. But there is something deeper inner meaning also. Let us see now the 65th shloka. Prasade sarva dukkhanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso hyashu buddhi paryavatishthate. Now, once a person attains this prasada, that peace of mind, purity of the mind, and clarity of the mind, That is the cause that removes the one particular first benefit is sarva dukkhanam hi hanihi asya upajayate. To such a person, indeed, the first benefit of this prasadata is all the sarva dukkhanam hanihi, the destruction of all the dukkhas. All the dukkhas means trividha papani, tritapani, adhyatmika, adi daivika, adi bhautika. So three types of tapas all comes under the sarva dukkhana. That means any dukkha comes because of this relativity. In relativity, you cannot avoid the dukkham. The miseries will come, but not to become miserable is the sthitapragnasya lakshanam. Refuse to become miserable is the yogi lakshanam. Yoga means what? Miseries will come, but in spite of the miseries comes, you won't become miserable. You refuse to become miserable is called yoga sthiti. That is only Lord said samatvam yoga uchyate. So sarvadukhanam hanihi, the destruction of all the sorrows once for all, upajayate, the destruction will takes place, happens. This is the one first benefit. When miseries comes, what is the reason that this person is not becoming miserable or refuse to become miserable? Because my happiness is not depending on the world and relative things. World cannot give the happiness to me, and world need not give the happiness to me, because my essential own nature itself is happiness. When I discover that, how come these worldly things will can create the misery in me, to me? Then second benefit, to such a person, really, he buddhi asya buddhi prasanna chetasaha. To that person who is buddhi here means the because of the self knowledge, the buddhi is now endowed with the self knowledge. So the self knowledge is the cause. Prasadata, prasannata means abiding in the self knowledge thoroughly. Thoroughly. So that only creates the prasanna chetasaha. So the prasannata, prasadata has come because of he abided in his own real nature. That gives the calmness and quietness to the mind. Chetas means here mind. Prasanna chetasaha pari avatishthate ashu. This is the second benefit. As soon as his mind is free from the sarva dukkha's miseries, naturally that mind is available, that buddhi is available fully, quantitatively, qualitatively, to focus the attention on the self, ready to abide on the self. So immediately ashu shighram Paryavatishthati. Pari means one word is upasarga. If you take from all the angles, from all the directions, that means nothing is left, because he has given the zero importance to the entire relativity. Or pari means pare or pari on the Paramatma, abides, avadishthate, becomes very firm and firmly abides in the truth. how Shankara gives a beautiful simile. Akasham iva atmarupena eva nishchali bhavati ityartha. As like the Akasha is undisturbed, unchanged, untouched, unmodified. Akashamiva Atmarupena. Here, Paryavatishthate means it is not, that's why the Pari word, instead of using as Upasarga, we should take it is in the Sat, in the Paramatma, Pari. If you take as the seventh case, Avatishthate, abided. That is happens immediately. That means what? Total essence of the shloka, the purity and the clarity of the mind is very important. The mind should be free from the raga dveshas, and such a mind is now free from all the worldly misery, samsara, and such a mind is now available to focus, turn the attention towards the self atma very quickly. So this is the benefit of the prasadata, prasanna chetasa. And here, in the previous shloka, when Shankara giving the meaning, there prasadata, he gave the swastham, a real health, complete health. Swasthya means arogyam. That day I explained this meaning word, but here little more about the swasthyam or the health. Vyadhi, Adhi, and Samadhi. These are the three things which are belongs to the Upadhi. Vyadhi, Adhi, Samadhi belongs to the Upadhi. What is Upadhi means? Physical body, mental body, and subtle causal body. Now the Vyadhi is related to the physical body. Adhi is related to the mental body. Adi means the mental problems, mental diseases, Ajnanam, Ragam, Dvesham, all these are all in the mind. So that's why they are called Adi. And Samadhi is cause for the Karana Shariram. What is Samadhi? Why you are putting Samadhi there? Samadhi also is a struggle. Samadhi means what? Almost like going to the sleep. Why you want to go to Samadhi? Samadhi never gives the self-knowledge. Please remember this. Samadhi can takes you away from the external relative miseries or the uh, experience of the material world temporarily, like as you go into the sleep. So Samadhi is also is just going to the Karana Sharira. And what is the Karana Sharira, causal body, which is the cause for these two bodies? Not only that, if these two bodies are not negated, that Karana Sharira again becomes the cause for the next body also. So the Karana Sharira, going to sleep or Samadhi is a struggle. That's why by effort we want to go to Samadhi, by effortlessly we go to sleep. But we want the sleep every day. We more and more eager to sleep. We crave for the sleep. Why? Because this sorrow, the burden of the boredom of the hmm, meaningless, this relative world of the Jagrata and Swapna avasthas are becomes a burden to me. When I feel they become a burden to me, then I would like to go to sleep. So Samadhi is also something like that, to escape. But a Gnani never escape from these things, but he, in spite of, he is amidst of all these three avasthas, three kalas, and the functions of the three gunas and all these three bodies, he just give a total 100% discount. 100% discount, zero importance. That means mithyatva nishchayam is able to do. So this is the process. So Adi, Vyadhi, Adi and Samadhi are all belong to the Upadhi. But Upadhi Rahita, Upadhi Sunya, huh? Upadhi Vetirikta, Atma, Aham, Brahma, Asmi. And in me that Satchit Ananda, there is no any kind of this problems of these upadhis. Upadhis are just appearing in me and disappearing in me. All upadhis are in me only. The entire Jagat is in me only. So this is the bhavana of this Gnani, whose mind is calm and quiet and peaceful, pure and clear. And that mind is now very readily available to abide in the self. So prasade prasanna chetasaha hi ashu buddhi paryavatishtate. And this prasada word already we have taken the meaning in two ways. But if that prasada again, which is coming as the a gift for me from the Lord, then what is the speciality and uniqueness in that? When it comes from the Lord, that is the prasada, we don't add anything in that again to make it tasty or anything. Whether it is a bitter, whether it is a just a leaf or flower or water drop, anything, we just take it as it is. That means what? When it is the prasadam, there is no ahanta and mamata. Ahankara, mamakara bhavana is not there. So, to get rid of from the problem of this ahankara, mamakara, this is the easy way through bhakti. You surrender everything and take the as the prasada from the Lord. You are free from the relativity. Or you abide, you negate the entire Jagat Namarupa Prapancha as the Mithya and you abide in the self. Or you completely come to the Bhava Pradhana Bhakti, you feel everything is nothing but the Lord and more and more do that kind of sadhana of the, to be in the Bhavana, Bhava Pradhanam Bhakti. Or if you want to discipline very well and withdraw yourself from the everything like a yoga principle, and that also will helps you to abide on yourself. So altogether, use these tools of the Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and to make your mind prasannata, prasadata, and that is tell. Now, after telling this, Bhagavan, this prasannata, how much it is important. If this prasannata is not there, person cannot recognize the self. This prasada buddhi, if it is not there, he cannot have the vairagya about this material world. So Bhagavan telling that he prasannata is how great it is. If it is not there, what is the drawback? 66th shloka. नास्ति बुद्धिरयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चाभावयतः शान्तिः अशान्तस्य कुतः सुखम्. Now here see step by step what Lord is telling. Ayuktasya Ayuktasya buddhi. Buddhi na asti ayuktasya. Okay, you have to take like that. Buddhi na asti ayuktasya. That means who is not having the proper discipline, proper understanding. Ayuktaha, asamahitaha antakaranasya, whose antakaranam is very much disturbed. Huh? Our antakaranam mind is, Swami Chinmayananda used to tell jokingly, eh, our mind is like a public toilet. In public toilet, anybody will dash in and make dirty and go. Like that, anybody, anything can enter in our mind and make our mind dirty. That is the ayukta buddhi, ayuktaha, avyavasayika buddhi. So, for such a person, na asti buddhihi ayuktasya. That means what? For him, discrimination never takes place. When there is no discrimination, there cannot be dispassion. When there is no discrimination, dispassion, there is no question of discovering the discipline. When there is no discrimination, dispassion, discipline, there is no question of discovering the divinity. So, buddhi means here the knowledge does not arise in such a mind whose mind is asamahitaha antakaranasya, whose disintegrated mind, disintegrated personality. And to such a person, ayuktasya nacha bhavana nasti atmajnana abhiniveshanam. Shankara tells bhavana means here not just in bhakti also. Just now I told bhavana pradhanam bhakti, imagining. I myself can imagine like the Radha, I myself imagine like a Krishna, and devotees are all like that. They themselves feel and put them in that character because it is good for them, easy to get out of this worldly other things, and more the mind engrossed with the thinking thought of the Lord. So many bhaktas are like that. Bhavana bhakti. But here, bhavana means Shankara giving a beautiful meaning. For them, bhavana means contemplation is not at all possible. For such a ayuktasya. When there is no contemplation means ekagrita, focus of the mind, there is no question of taking the knowledge of the self. But if you take the meaning of the Atma Gnana Abhinivesham, Abhinivesha means one way it is a mad rush or intense involvement is called Abhinivesha. According to Patanjali Yoga Sutras, we used to say no many times. He says the kleshas are 5 types. Okay, that is pancha klesha. How those things are? First is the um, asmita, avidya, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. 5 abhinivesha. The mad rush towards the worldly things and the unreal things. But here, Atmagnana Abhinivesham, that is the interest, eagerness, involvement with the to know the truth, to know the reality. What is the reality here? What is Satyam? Abhinivesham. Okay. And so Ayukta Bhavana cha na Ayukta. And to that ayuktasya, bhavana is not there. Buddhi is not there, bhavana is not there. To such a person, where is the question of ayuktasya cha na shantihi? Where from he will get the peace of mind, prasannata, prasadata, upashamanam. Shankara says shantihi means upashamana, withdrawal. Uparati, we say no, in sadhana chaste sampatti or in the yamanimas, upashamanam or uparati, that is the only shanti. Shanti means not relative shanti, shanti, ashanti, but prakarshana shanti. This is not because of any I got, so I am now peaceful. Say the child, a crying child who is crying for the toy. The moment mother buys the toy and gives, the child becomes passive and becomes quiet. For how long? Until the toy gets break. And until the interest is there, slowly the child loses the interest on the toy. Then again it will start crying for another thing. But here, this shanti is not a temporary shanti. We are also become peaceful in the sleep. That's why for mind peace and peace of mind, we go and relax in the sleep. But this here, shanti is upashamanam, withdrawal. Because of the withdrawal and because of lack of, I have dropped all the desires, desire free mind, withdrawal, upashamanam, only gives the shanti. That is the real shanti. So to such a ayuktasya cha na shantihi abhavatah, lack of this atmajnana abhiniveshanam akurvatah, is not doing that. So abhavatah ayuktasya buddhi nasti, shanti nasti. To such a person, sukham ashantasya kutah. To such a ashantasya, who is not able to withdraw himself, who is not having the capacity of the uparama, withdrawal, to such a person, where is the question of the sukham? Sukham. Here again, sukham means you should not compare and think about the indriya sukham, indriya vishaya sukham. That's why Shankara writes very beautifully, indriyanam hi vishayah seva तृष्णातः निवृत्तिः या tat sukham. Indriya, the withdrawal from the, okay, not encouraging or not depending on the indriya sukham, and that indriya sukham trishna who has given up, then the sukham which comes, then the peace of mind which comes, that is called real sukham. Kham means space. You discover your nature as infinite, and there is no any want there, there is no any need, there is no any question of desire and greediness. So such come akasham, like my nature, that is the sukham, very well abided in that come, contentment, purnata, purnatvam, that is called sukham. So here beautifully Bhagavan said. So now the question is, you want sukham? You want sukham? What sukham? Relatively happiness and sukham never give the permanent sukham to you. But still you want the sukham. You, by getting which sukham, you need not to crave for, run for again any other sukham. That kind of sukham you want, because that sukham comes when you are become a prasanna, prasada. So ashantasya no sukham. Ashanti is because of abhavana. Abhavana is because of the ayuktaha. Ayuktaha is because of his buddhi is lost. Buddhi is not utilized properly. So in this way, Bhagavan Atmagnana Vishayam is very important. Then after telling, here Ayuktaha means one another example also I would like to share. This is many times we mentioned dog bone logic. The dog went in search of and it got a one dry bone after many days or after long time. After it got the bone and brought it and sat under a tree and holding with the front two legs and very relaxedly started biting it. Even though it is a dry bone, it has got some kind of smell of the mamsa. And it started biting, and then slowly blood started coming, and it enjoying that. Yes, see, before the bone, there is no blood. After the bone came, I am getting the blood. But in fact, what is the thing happening? The dry, raw, sharp bone, by biting the dog inside mouth, got injury in many places and it start bleeding. So dog sucking, tasting its own blood, which born out of the wound in the mouth, and thinking that I am getting the blood from the bone. So before, so before the bone I am getting, I have no taste of this blood. So bone came, I am feeling now getting the taste of the blood. So what is the conclusion? So bone eva my happiness blood asya karanam. Bone eva. This is called dog bone logic. This is ayukta bhavana. Is it not? Is it correct? No. But wrongly it is thinking that. So let us not be like a dog. Yuktaha. Let us be as yuktas. In 67th shloka now, Indriyanam hi charatam yanmanonu tadasya harati pragnam vayurnavamivambhasi. Bhagavan here giving a one example about this above description, about the above description of ayukta, a uncontrolled, undisciplined minded person, ayuktaha, ashantaha, abuddhiman, such a person whose indriyas are, see how important, that's why these few shlokas are all talking about the sense and the mind control. Indriyanam hi, we will take from here. He, tat manaha, in fact, that mind which yad anuvidhiyate, which follows indriyanam charatam, follows the wanderingness of the sense organs, whichever the senses run behind those objects, the mind also runs. So, whose mind is running behind after the sensual pleasures, sensual objects, what will happen to him? His pragnam, his wisdom, the discrimination, is looted away. Harati carries away. Asya pragnam harati. Yasya pragnam, his wisdom, discrimination is looted away, taken away. Whose? Asya. Whose? Tat manaha yad anuvidhiyate charatam indriyanam. Who is become a slave to his own senses and giving importance to the unreal things as real. Tasya pragnam harati. How of such a person, it is like Vayuhu navam ambhasi iva. Vayuhu iva navam ambhasi. As the wind carries away the boat sailing on the ocean is always depending on the flow of the wind. That too, that boat is capsized. There is no proper boatman who can try to control. The boatman is the buddhi. Now, buddhi is not functioning properly, no discrimination. So, as the wind comes, the boat will carries away, taken away on the ambasi waters. We don't know then where it will go, where it will hit, and which rock, and whether it is totally become upside down and drown. Nobody knows. Many times it will happen, no, in a cyclone, even the people are there in the boat or the ship. If it is capsized by the typhoon or big winds and all that, if they lost all the way and contacts, everything, then sometimes it drowns. So Bhagavan given this example of the as the capsized boat in the waters by the wind and taken away. In the same way, this Ayukta's mind is also runs taken away, looted away by all the sensual worldly things alone. Ambhasi, here Ambhasi waters, Atma Vishayam Pragnam Hatva Mano Vishaya Mano Vishaya Vishayam Karoti. Okay. Atma Vidya Vishayam, he is not bothered about it. What is Atma? What is Brahman? Whatever you see, that is the reality. See how the world is so beautiful. There is a beauty, there is a variety, there is a novelty. All the things he will tell. But the wise man, the Shastra questions him, hey, my dear, you are telling that beauty is there, variety is there, novelty is there. Have you seen is there a stability? Have you never observed? Have you never asked? Have you never discriminated? Is there a stability? There is no stability. Not only that, they are all combined with the dukkha mishritatvam, atruptikaratvam, and bandhakatvam. Three problems are there, my dear, in that. Think properly. Now, after telling this, given this example, in 68th Sloka, Bhagavan now concluding here this particular topic of Indriya Nigraha Vishayam. Indriya Nigraha means always the Mano Nigraham also included. You have to remember that. 69th shloka. तस्माद्यस्य महाबाहो निगृहीतानि सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. Therefore, tasmat, have you listened? The example which I have given, the loss and the benefits of the having Indriya Nigram and not having the Indriya Vigram. I have given both the contrast pictures. Okay. So that 60th shloka, Bhagavan started this Indriya Nigra Vishayam topic. And now he is concluding here the 68th shloka. Hey Mahabaho, a long armed Arjuna. Tasmat, therefore, prajna tasya, the knowledge of that person, yasya indriyani sarvashah nigruhitani, the knowledge of that person whose sense organs are completely restrained. Okay? Where Bhagavan started, yada samharate chayam kurmongani va sarvashah. Now, as like that completely restrained, sarvashah means sarva prakaraihi, manasadi bhedaihi. Sarva prakaraihi, five senses from all the angles, no exception, no permission without admission. So manasadi bhedaihi, indriyardhebhyah pratishtita. Shabdadibhi, indriyardhebhyah means from the sense objects. Pratishtita, which becomes firm. Okay, that means unless otherwise you restrain and keep the sense organs under total control, and looking at the all sensual objects and the pleasures are only a temporary, and they have got a defect. Later on Bhagavan is going to tell in the other forthcoming chapters, all they are all having here also Bhagavan said, you must see the dosham in them. Okay? You must find out the fault in them. What is the drawbacks in them? After knowing that dosham in them and knowing that they are all the dukkhalayam, ashashvedam, okay? Anitya imam anitya ashukham lokam. Anityam asukham dukkhalayam ashashvetam lokam. Who? The Creator Lord Himself is telling the world which I have created. I am telling you before itself. You see the board. After seeing the board also, if you want to enter, you enter. You want to enter and get lost, or you want to enter and be careful and make use of this fun and entertainment and come out without any taint. By going to the entertainment, don't get tainted. That is your choice. So that's why Lord clearly telling that ashashvatam, asukam, anityam, imam lokam prapya. If you forgotten me, then problem. So here, O Arjuna, therefore, whose senses and mind are under control, his knowledge alone, he becomes firm on the truth. and that person is only called as the sthita prajna. Now, after telling this, in 69th shloka, Bhagavan giving a different picture. Ya nisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagarti sanyami yasyam jagrati bhutani tanisha pashyato munehe. It is considered as one of the Granthi shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita. In naughty shlokas, Granthi means knot. Unless you remove that knot, you don't know what it is. So they are very abstract, like a sutra form, and here and there these Granthi shlokas Vyasa Bhagavan composed. hmm, Then we will become much more alert in thinking. How our intelligence should be very sharp in listening to the Shastra and to walk on the path of the spirituality. Why this shloka? Laukika Vaidika Vyavaharas. Okay? I will give the Avataharika, the connection between the previous topics and now what Lord is going to tell. Why this Grandhi shloka? Shankara writes in Avataharika, the introduction. यम अयम यह अयम लौकिको वैदिकः च व्यवहारः स उत्पन्न विवेक ज्ञानस्य स्थितप्रज्ञस्य अविद्याकार्यात्वात् अविद्यानिवृत्तौ निवर्तते अविद्यायाः च विद्याविरोधात् निवृत्तिः इति एतत् अर्थं स्फुटीकुर्वन् आह. Once if a person understands the what is this the laukika vaidika vyavaharam, even it is even though it is belongs to the religious practice, even though it is mentioned and told by the Vedas in the Veda Purvabhaga Karma Kanda, and after seeing them, by analyzing them, and for him now the Viveka and the Gnana as discrimination, dispassion are raised. The Gnanam, discrimination, dispassion arised, and the Gnanam also, then it becomes now the Sthiram, Sthira Prajna. Now for him, this Avidya Karyat, Avidya Nivritto. Now to remove this Avidya is the only my job, not doing any other further karmas. Avidya cannot go by doing any amount of karma. Remember that. Avidya can be removed by only Vidya. The darkness can be removed only by the light. Now, for that, karma only helps you to make your mind pure. That's all. Now, that pure mind should be bring and engaged. And so, Vidya, Avidya, these both are a, contradictory, opposite things too. And to make that clear, now your attention is still on the karma and actions oriented or Gnanam oriented. To make this point, Bhagavan giving a example, but a Grandhi Shloka. What it is, here general meaning first we will see. Samyami. Here Samyami means this yogi, this sage or this Gnani. Jagarti tasyam. He is awakened to the knowledge, and I will put the meaning in a simple way first instead of going word to word, because in these two, three angles, we have to see this. What examples, there is any example here? But word to word meaning, if you see, generally, it is like this. Who is, which is, okay, night for all the other living beings, and that is the day for this Gnani Yogi, and which is the uh, night for them, and that is the day for the Gnani. So, opposite. For all other beings, that means mostly the, for all the ignorant people, and here we are talking about the Samyami Gnani. Now, this example of day and night, Nisha means night, okay? Jagrati means day, and so this is the just general meaning of the word, okay? Which is the day for others is the night for Gnani. Which is the night for which is the night for others, that is the day for the Gnani. The meaning is here, we have to see slowly. Here, one is one comparison here. The human being and the bird owl, owl, which can see only in the night, darkness. In daytime, in sunlight, it cannot see anything. But the man, my human being sees, or are many other animals. Here we are talking about the wise and otherwise, so he sees. And what is this seeing and not seeing? What is this light and why it is not able to see the light? Generally, I should function in the light. Here, the wise man, Manisha, who is having the wisdom wise, will have the Advaita Gnanam. But who is a otherwise person, uh, the ignorant person who lives in the darkness, his mind is in living in darkness, he is having the Dvaita Bhavana always. So here that means one is Gnani, another is Ajnani. This is one kind of comparison. And here Gnani is a Manushya, Ajnani is that owl. Okay, owl. So here Pagal, that day is the Advaitam Gnanam because Prakasham, light is symbolic for the Gnanam, light. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Jyoti. And the night is the Ajnanam Dvaitam. So Advaitam is day, and that is the Gnanam, that is the Gnani, Gnani state. And the night is the Dvaitam, that is the Ajnani state. So this is the inner meaning in this shloka. Now, how we will understand this? For a normal materialistic people, they are all awakened to the Dvaitam. Awaken means keep the night and day side. Okay? Dvaitam. And the Dvaitam, the Dvaita Jagat and Amrupa Prapancha is real for the Ajnani. Majority are Ajnanis only. By birth, we are all Ajnanis only. Now, when you come to Shastra, Guru and study, then only you will become wise. Otherwise, you are otherwise. We all get lost in this Dvaita Prapancham and thinking that it is real, real, real. And When this materialistic people are too much engrossed, involved, attached to the Dvaita Prapancha, Ajnanam, Dvaitam is Ajnana. But Gnani also living in the same world. Gnani also seeing the same objects and the same Panchabhutas. His body also is made up of Panchabhutas, but he sees the Advaitam because of his discrimination, Viveka and Vairagya Gnanam. So that is called, he is waking to the day. All others are sleeping in the darkness of Dvaitam. And Gnani is awakened to the light of the Advaitam. And they are all, so this opposite, Gnani and Ajnani. This comparison of the Yanisha Sarva Bhutana Tasyam Jagarti Sanyami. And so it is a awakening. So where is the difference? Only in the proper recognition, right cognition, knowledge. For that, what he did, he studied, listened to the Shastra, he analyzed, he practiced all the preparatory steps of Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna. He is now. So, therefore, it is a very beautiful analogy where the Gnani and Ajnani, the wise and otherwise, the difference is mentioned. And here Shankara tells 2 3 words that also I will add. When you say Samyami, Jitendriya and Yogi. Yogi means we should not take as the Ashtanga yogi who did the lot of sadhanas and got the some kind of siddhis and all that goes to samadhi. Here our understanding of yoga is different from the angle of the Bhagavad Gita and Gnanam. Here and Nisha, that night word, which is night. Sarva Padardhanam Avivekakari Tamaha Swabhavatvat. Night is considered as the avidya, darkness. Why? Because in darkness you can't see anything. You can't see anything. You don't know where the things are properly. So, Sarva Padardhanam Avivekakari, the night, Tamaha. Naturally, it is like that. Okay? For all the beings, Sarva Bhutana. But for this wise, it is completely different. So here night and day are the and compared with the Gnanam and Ajnanam. So Gnani and Ajnani, Yuktaha and Ayuktaha, Buddhiman, Abuddhiman, Prashant, Prasad, Prashantaha, Aprashanta, Ashantaha. So in this way, in the 6th to 9th sloka, which is considered as the Grandhi Sloka. Then in 70th shloka, Bhagavan says that now the Gnani state, are you able to understand this Grandhi shloka? When all are sleeping, this fellow is waking up, he is awakened. When all are awakened, this Gnani is sleeping. This Gnani is sleeping, he is ignorant of. He is ignored of the Nama Rupa, this Prapancha, which is dark, which is considered as the Tamaha, dark. Okay? That's why he wakes up to that or he sleeps to this. And I will give you another simple example, otherwise, Arjuna, listen to this. आपूर्यमाणमचलप्रतिष्ठं समुद्रमापः प्रविशन्ति यद्वत् तद्वत्कामायं प्रविशन्ति सर्वे स शान्तिमाप्नोति न कामकामी. Here I will give the detailed meaning, explanation about this in the next class. The just general meaning is Bhagavan giving an example of the an ocean. All the rivers comes and as they join in the ocean, and the ocean is completely full. And to this wise person, uh, who is having a contentment and who attained that shanti within himself, who is abided in his self. Okay? The big ocean, calm big ocean, how many rivers they may come and join, but the ocean never gets elated. It is already full in its own glory. Okay? So such a, this Gnani also, all the kamas are entered in him. All the desires are fulfilled without enjoying directly. Because the real Ananda discovered within. So to such a controlled Yadvat Kamaha Yam Pravishanti Sarve. Now there is no more desire to disturb him. There is no any action oriented desire to fulfill or any kind of sankalpas. He feels complete. Truptaha Krutakrityaha. To such person only is called as the Shanta Purushaha. Shantim. Sa Shantim Apnoti. I will tell you finally, Arjuna, such person only is real in real peace, not in pieces. All others are in pieces. Na kama kami, who is having a desires, who is a desirous person, can never become get the shanti. More we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.